Hello Sagittarius, my name is Nigel and you have found Älkëmï. Today what we're going to do is lay some cards out in warp speed. We're doing things a tiny bit differently from last month. We're still using our tiles and our oracles and everything else, but I'm going to put everything out in warp speed. You're welcome to stay and watch, or if that bores you, you can skip ahead straight to the reading. Either way, I will see you on our journey. Hello Sagittarius, let's begin our reading. You have pulled Jupiter for the center of your reading. This is like one of my favorite cards in this deck for obvious reasons, right? Jupiter is the planet of expansion, fortune, magnetism, and it's asking you the question, what needs expansion in your life and what is success to you? They also people also say that Jupiter resides in our pointer finger, just as a side note. So let's start at the beginning of your journey here. You have the moon and you have the Four of Swords. And it's a very contemplative energy under the moon. The Four of Swords being a restful energy, but you know, it's more of an introspective energy. More than resting, you may be, especially with this Jupiter card, trying to figure out what it is you want ultimately out of life. Maybe you're trying to figure out what your happiness is or where your happiness lies. So let's start our journey. You have the event here that may have prompted the journey, and you have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and nostalgia. There could be an earth sign from your past that prompted this journey. It's coupled with the Tower, which is interesting. So there could have been some sort of incident in your past with an earth sign in your memory, consciously or not, that prompted you on this journey. Over here, we have what challenges you face at the start of your journey. And here you have fate, detours, and divine intervention coupled with the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords, as you can see in this deck, is social media, messages, text messages, emails, or it could just be a communication of any kind, a phone call. But it's some sort of you could receive a message or some sort of thing from the internet that challenges you at the beginning of this journey. You're supposed to take note that this is a detour that's fated. It's supposed to get you thinking in some way, right? So you have your subconscious. This leads us into your subconscious. Now, what's in your subconscious on this journey? There might be a storm brewing inside of you, and it might have something to do with your self-love for sure, but the creation of something, right? There's a storm brewing for you to create, and interestingly enough, you have received the Empress, which is Aries energy, and as you can see, she's a very fertile creature. And for some of you, you might very well be contemplating children. Not to say that you want to have a child tomorrow, but this is a subconscious thought in your head, and it could very well center around the creation of a child. And if it doesn't, it could be the creation of a new you or a business, but it's an inception. It's definitely something that comes together to create something else. Now, over here, what we have is what wants you on this journey? What's looking for you? You're looking for something in the universe. Something's always looking for you. And if you're attracted on the same energetic level, it comes together. So what's looking for you is integration, a union of some kind. And here it is coupled with the Page of Pentacles. So you have a couple of pages in this reading already, which is the beginnings, the inceptions. Inception seems to be a thing here. And an integration, a union. A union obviously could be a union with another human being. It could be a union within yourself, something coming together that's brand new. Or it could be a union with a new life. Now, if we move along the path, what we have here is what crosses you on this path. As you're nearing the end of the path, what crosses you? What crosses you is a divine feminine in your life. Now, this might be you, if you're indeed feminine, or it might be someone in your circle. There might be a feminine figure in your circle that crosses you or tries to knock you off path. And keep in mind, this might be you. You also have the Three of Cups. So, third party, three people. It could be a person that's part of a trio. It could be a person that listen, part of what crosses you could very well be your idea of fun, right? That could sidetrack you. It could also be, like I said, a third party situation. So as we move along, we have what signs can we look for that we know we're on the right track. And here we have the commitment card again. And if you see child's shoes. I'm not trying to push pregnancy on you by any means. Nothing is going to be true for all of you. But for at least one of you, I think that whether it's consciously or not, you might be thinking seriously about a child. And if you're not, you might be thinking seriously about the creation or committing to something that's larger than yourself. And you have here the Lovers. Gemini energy is on the table. So, yeah, you have, listen, the Lovers could absolutely be a relationship. That's the obvious thing. But the Lovers also represents a decision that you need to make, or that you are being called to make, right? You have tests along the way, and the test towards the end of your journey here is a test to see if you are healing that inner child. I think that I'm pretty sure in your last reading that you were being called to look at that, something from your childhood. And this is clarified with the Five of Swords. So the tests that you are being called, this is the testing area, and the Five of Swords is a very defensive card, right? It's somebody holding up a sword, in the old-fashioned decks, defending something, being defensive. So you might be very defensive about, and it says inner child, and for sure, for some of you, it might be an inner child. You might be thinking seriously about a baby, a child, something that, it could be a child that you lost. It could be a child that you're hoping to have one day. There's definitely one or two of you where this reading is very child-based, actual, literal child-based, and for some reason. Now, like I said, a child also is very indicative of starting a new business, because that's a baby. That's your baby, right? You're babying it, you're nurturing it, you're watching it grow, you're helping it grow. It's pretty similar. So that's towards the end of your journey. Towards the end of every journey, right before we reach our goal, we're going to be tested. For sure. We're going to have things cross in front of us. And if we pass that, we could pass on to the next level. If we don't pass that, then we were languishing over here. There's nothing wrong with that, because we're all developing at our own levels. And some of us need to repeat things quite a few times before we learn what we need to learn and move on. Some of us learn, boom, right off the bat. So here we have at the end of our journey, let's look. We have beautiful cards like the Dew and the Sun, both heralding brand new beginnings, both heralding clarity and a new dawn. And it is backed up with the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is action. It's a fire sign. It could be you starting out. Like, if the Knight of Wands is very passionate fire sign. It's a very a fast-moving knight that takes off and goes to claim his whatever it is he's looking for. It could be his love, it could be his passion, it could be his goal, whatever it is. That's great energy, because it's like you get past all this and then you're like, boom, I'm doing it. For some of you, it also could represent a person that comes into your life, for sure, that has these qualities, and that could be your end result. Either way, it is a beautiful end result. Now, let's look at the bottom of the deck, by the way. I should do that on camera, and I don't, and I should. Let me see. Oh, you have harvest, which makes sense. All right. Now, autumn. Yeah, the autumn might be herald the start of this journey. It might, especially with Earth here. This looks very autumny to me. It could herald that, or it could just mean that you're going to have your harvest at the end of this whole thing. This is an interesting journey. It's very introspective, but I think with Jupiter umbrella, it's the umbrella for the whole reading. Jupiter is definite success, right? Jupiter does ask those questions, though, right? It asks those questions. What is success to you? Is success to you having a child and reproducing and having that family unit? Is success to you having the child, meaning having that business that you want to bring to life and raise and nurture? Is that success to you? Is success to you meeting someone and just being in that love relationship and having that on a daily basis? Or is success to you everything, having it all? I think that if we look at the top of our list, that's what Jupiter is asking us. What's the thing? The one thing? What is success? What is expansion to you? What is leveling up to you? Very interesting reading. I am going to, I don't know, I'm being called to pull another card. What card should I pull? I'll pull from this deck here. Oh, both of them fell out. I think I'm going to take them. No, there's three. I'm not going to take three. Okay, so let's see. Show me for Sagittarius, please. Show me for Sagittarius. Show me for Sagittarius for this journey. Second time that candle went out. It went out before, too. The festival. Creating an energetic blueprint for a fantastic event. And you have fairy magic. So fairy magic, in this deck, in this reading particularly, is something that you rely on. It could be, it could be astrology. Let's say you believe in astrology in such a strong way. You know how some people look at astrology like it's just a bunch of crap? You might look at it like it's your religion. I'm trying to light this again without making too much of a mess, and I have failed. You might look at Catholicism like it is your backbone, and that's a type of magic. It really is. You could look at Santeria. You could whatever it is that you turn to, whether it's Christianity, a religion, a science, manifesting, the power of positive thinking. That's a magic too. Whatever it is you lean on, they're asking you to lean on it even more, to lean on it and to really open yourself up to that. And the festival is creating that energetic blueprint for a fantastic event. To create this blueprint, you have to figure out what it is you want to create. There is a lot of creation in this reading. A lot of creativity, a lot of creation, manifestation of fertility on every level, not just fertility on a human level, but fertility on an energetic level, expansion, fertility. There's a lot here, and there's a lot that you can do with this energy, especially with the outcome, Sagittarius. But figure out where you are on this journey, and understand that the trials and tribulations are signs and tests, and they're not roadblocks telling you that you're you're on a bad path. Bad things are always going to happen to you. You know, all that stuff. No, you're being called to say, okay, this is a test. I'm just going to pass this test and move on. I'm not going to look at it like it's a personal thing. And if you do that, you will graduate to the next level. I hope this helped. I will see you next time, probably for your full moon reading. And namaste. A happy November.